Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. September being Suicide Prevention Month, it's crucial for us to have a conversation about suicide. And our conversation of today will be very sensitive, but also very important to really talk about areas in relation to suicide. And today I'm being joined by one of our able member. I will let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Wambui Karadi. I'm a professional counseling psychologist. I was here last time and I'm glad to be back to be talking about suicide. September being the month of suicide awareness, I'm glad to be back. As you have said, it's a sensitive topic, but
Very
we need to
sensitive.
talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be back and to join in this conversation.
Welcome back, Wambui. And my name is Abdi Shukri. I'm also a clinical psychologist. And the hashtag for this month is
Changing the narrative.
Changing the narratives.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are trying to change narrative in relation to both suicide and also mental health in general.
Yes.
And Wambui, I would love us to kick off this conversation by first understanding what suicide is and also look into some statistics, both locally and globally. So according to my understanding, when we talk about suicide, is someone intentionally contributing or causing their own death. When you talk about statistics globally, according to WHO report, it states that around 703 people thousand die of suicide every year. You see, that's a huge number.
That's a huge number.
Very huge number. And then when you look into like which age category is mainly affected, it's around 15 to 29. Actually, within that age group, the fourth leading cause of death is suicide.
A lot of young people.
Just look into the productivity, the promising future of that age group. And also when you look into like rates globally, we're talking about per 100,000 people, around 9%. And also when you look into like which countries or which backgrounds are mainly contributing to suicide, it talks about low and middle income level countries. And us as Kenyans, we are part of the middle, not even as a country. According to World Bank report, according to World Bank ranking and rates, Kenya is part of the middle income countries. So that means we are part of the people who are contributing to more than 77% of suicide reports. And when you look also into locally, our Ministry of Health stated there was a report of 2021 which stated 1,043 people died of suicide. So as much as some people may say like this is huge number, for me personally, I think that's actually underreported.
Yes, I also think so.
Yeah, because of our culture, because of our religion, because of a lot of factors. Whenever suicide happens within the family,
there's a cover up.
A lot of cover ups, and those are some of the things that it's very hard to admit to it. Unless maybe it's beyond our control and there's no way we can cover up. So I feel like even that 1,043 people is underreported. And it also stated that mainly men are affected, as much as both women and men are affected. But this is the interesting part. This is the interesting part. There's another report I was reading, and it talked about women attempting, I think, 5 times more than men when it comes to suicide, but men committing suicide 3 times higher than women. So that says that women might attempt to commit suicide more, but men will die of suicide more. And I think the difference might be because of the method that the different method that men and women adopt. Most men might use extreme methods like a gun, knives, or even maybe jumping from maybe 15 story. Like men are very impulsive. Men are more impulsive compared to women who might use method like overdosing, and maybe in the process she might get saved. Someone might walk in before like everything happens, she might get saved in the process. So I think the reason as to why men commit suicide 3 times higher than women is because of the method they use. And majority of the people affected are also the young age.
The young age.
The young age.
I think to add on that, I also think the thought process of the both genders is quite different. For example, if you decide on something, you'll do it no matter what. But when it comes to a female, you'll have to think of the thought process. For example, if I overdose, I know the process that it will take, I know the pain that I will feel. But for a man committing suicide, they don't want to feel that pain, they just want it done. So it becomes easier even when, okay, I'm saying easier in terms of suicide. So it becomes easier for the man to maybe have a gun, have a knife, and do it at once and not feel the whole process.
Yeah.
And just
not think about
exactly,
it. The
so
moment you decide, you action
done.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
also
I hear
think
you.
the thought process
Might also be a
lot.
contributing
Yes,
factor.
yes.
So I want you maybe to take us through what are some of the contributing factors that will make somebody start developing suicidal thoughts, or what is suicidal thought, and maybe what are some of the contributing factors when it comes to developing suicidal thoughts.
Okay. As you have explained, like suicide is intentionally taking your own life. Like
Yes.
the intention is there.
Yes.
And there is a lot of thoughts that comes with one committing suicide or dying by suicide. But all now when you talk about suicidal ideation, is the thoughts of now wanting to commit, to die by suicide. I don't want to say commit because it seems like a crime, and it's not a crime, because you go, for you to go through something and you see like your only option is suicide.
Okay.
Like you are at the edge of everything in life. So I think for me, like you have mentioned, Kenya being in one of the countries where we come in through, what is it,
Middle income,
yeah,
middle income level
yes.
countries.
So in Kenya, I'm going to talk about Kenya because we're in Kenya, and basically like locally, like different communities and society. And when I say that is the societies, suicide affects everyone: the rich,
True.
the poor, the
True.
middle class, and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think for you to get to a point where you feel like suicide is the answer, one, it's either like you have gone through a lot of problems in life. For
True.
example, someone who has applied for jobs and they haven't gotten constantly, there is a lot of rejection that comes from that, and they are not able to handle that rejection. Definitely they might think of the suicide because that's the only option at the moment. It can also be your relationships aren't working, and I don't mean only romantic relationships, also family, friendship, that they're not working. You don't feel like you're loved within your circle, you don't feel like you're needed.
Okay.
So the only thing that you think about is like, if I'm not needed, if I'm not appreciated where I am, I think it's better to just
Go.
exclude myself.
Yeah.
Like nobody will even miss me when I'm gone. You
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Another one is I've talked about jobs, I've talked about relationships. Also feeling like you are a burden to the society counts a lot, because when you feel like you are a burden, you know, feeling like a burden is like you're not appreciated in the society at all.
True.
You feel like you're not contributing to the society itself.
True.
As a whole.
True.
So you're like, if I'm not contributing, I'm always just here, I'm just present. I might as well go and nobody will miss me, nobody will notice me. And maybe even people are just helping me because they want to help me, not because they really want to help me. They're just helping me out of pity and all that.
Yeah.
Why don't I exclude myself and then maybe they will save that money and it will go somewhere else?
When you specifically not even feeling valued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't feel valued at all.
Yeah.
So a lot of things contribute. And also the stress that comes with wanting a lot in life, like the goals that we have. We all have, for example, you have a goal you want to reach by the end of the year.
True.
You have something you want to do by the end of the month. You want to do something maybe by the end of the week. And if you have not achieved that, there are some people who feel like they have not done anything with their life. They forget everything they have done,
Okay.
and they remember this shortcoming that has just come. So it is easier for them to see, if I cannot even manage to fulfill a goal that I wanted to do within a week, within a month, within an year, like what am I doing? Like what specifically am I doing in this society if I'm not contributing at all? I might as well exclude myself.
Okay.
And also, I think also for students, the pressure that comes with reading, and also
performance.
the pressure of performance, as even in families, the pressure of making sure that your children have something to eat, and maybe you don't have anything, you're struggling. The pressure of being present as a mother, as a father, as a sister, as a brother, as anybody at all. The pressure is too much, and you just feel like, I might as well exclude myself, and then they can handle this pressure. So
Okay.
those are some of the things that I think might lead to someone having suicidal
Thoughts.
ideations.
Okay.
Yeah.